Let's talk about Justin Trudeau, our favorite prime minister. Good old Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau. He did a podcast recently that was a bit of a joke. It's like here he is criticizing Tucker. And what does Trudeau do to go do an interview? He handpicks this liberal shill to do a podcast with. Jordan Peterson posted something on his X, a quick synopsis of what he said. If you want to get angry, stay tuned. Watch this video.
There is out there a deliberate undermining of mainstream media. There are the conspiracy theorists, there are the social media drivers who are trying to do everything they can to keep people in their little filter bubbles, to prevent people from actually agreeing on a common set of facts, the way, the CBC and CTV, when they were our only sources of news, used to project across the country at least a common understanding of things.
What a goober. So this guy's trying to tell us that the mainstream media is being undermined when we all know the mainstream media has been working specifically for the Liberal government, in Canada especially. And this guy's trying to pretend that the mainstream media is being framed in a bad light. This is the same guy who's working pretty hard to ban free speech. He's got this new online harms bill that would force major online services to quickly take down harmful sexual content. That's sort of the basis of this claim. But then when you look a little deeper and you realize that there's a lot of gray area that they can change and manipulate, what they determine is considered hate speech. And the crazy part is they're going to select a commission of 5 people to oversee what is deemed inappropriate. It's called the New Digital Safety Commission. To oversee this new regulatory regime, the Field Canadians Related Complaints Bill C-63 proposes to create a new organization that would include a 5-person digital safety commission and an independent digital safety ombudsperson as part of a digital safety office. The commission will be tasked with administering and enforcing the government's new rules and online services accountable. It will have the power to order the removal of the types of sexual content that fall under the 24-hour takedown. And according to Varani, in an effort for cross-partisan backing, the appointment of the chair will be voted on in Parliament. This stuff is pretty vague. It's pretty scary. I mean, there's fines that could be implemented on people. So it says, through changes to the Canadian Human Rights Act, the bill proposes to make it clear that posting hate speech online is discrimination and sets out to create a new process for assessing hate speech complaints. This includes empowering the Canadian Human Rights Tribunal to adjudicate disputes and to order the poster to remove the hate speech and compensate victims identified in the hate speech up to $20,000. What is determined hate speech, and who determines that? What seems to be the most likely outcome is hate speech will be determined by the Liberal government. Hate speech will be considered hate speech if it says anything bad or poor about the Liberal government. I mean, you've got France. It's already basically said it's illegal to talk negatively about vaccines. I mean, that's madness to think that now people are going to be punished for speaking against taking a experimental drug. I've had people on a few of my last videos comment saying I'm on the wrong side of history and Canada is this free country and, you wouldn't last a minute in Russia. I'm not saying that I would like to move to Russia, but I'm definitely saying that we ain't free in Canada. It's not free. Anybody who thinks it's free is an absolute beta male. You're just a straight beta. If you think you're free, that's slave mentality. To think that you actually live free? No. You're a slave. And you're working in a liberal system that's being designed to put us all in little cubicles and live single and independent, void of joy and love, obsessed with pleasure and instant gratification. That's the country you're working towards. That's the country you're about to create. Just look around you. There's nobody jumping for joy in the streets at the moment. People are broke. They're afraid of what's going to happen in the United States. They're afraid of what's happening in Russia. Everything right now is falling apart. And the only thing Justin Trudeau seems to care about is making sure that nobody can talk negatively about the Liberal Party.